how are you today? From the past lessons, we discussed about mass, speed, velocity, friction, and energy. So these 5 points has something to do with our lesson for today, which is about kinetic energy. So kindly please listen and take some important notes for you to answer the questions later. So let's start. In this lesson, we're gonna learn about kinetic energy and show you how to calculate it using the equation. Now, the kinetic energy of an object is the energy that it possesses due to its motion. So anything that's moving has the kinetic energy, whether it's a plane or a particle. How much energy an object has? It depends on two things: speed and its mass. For speed, the faster an object is moving, the more kinetic energy have. Which kinda makes sense because if you think about any faster moving object, it must have had lots of energy transferred to it in order to speed it up. And the energy is stored in the kinetic energy store. So fast objects have lots of kinetic energy. Meanwhile, for mass, as long as everything else is left equal, for example, the object have the same speed, then the more mass an object has, the more kinetic energy will have. Now, let's say this particle weighs 0.1 grams, but the plane weighs 20 tons, and both of them were traveling 900 meters per second. The plane would have much more kinetic energy because it has much larger mass, but the speed are the same. Now, what if the plane were traveling at 5 meters per second and the particle were traveling at 4,000 meters per second? In order to find out which object had more kinetic energy this time, we have to use the equation EK is equal to 1/2 mv squared. If you're not familiar with this equation, E stands for energy. The small k means kinetic energy. Then m stands for mass, which we measured as kilograms, and v is velocity, which in this equation is the same as speed and is measured in meters per second. Now that we have our equation, the next step is to make sure that all of our variables are in the same units. So we have to change 20 tons to 20,000 kilograms, because 1,000 kilograms in each tons. And we need to divide 0.1 grams to 1,000 to get 0.0001 kilograms. And now we're ready to substitute the given in the equation. For the plane, we do 1/2 or 0.5 times its mass of 20,000 kilograms times its speed of 5 squared. And remember, that's only the speed is being squared, not the entire thing. So this will give us 250,000, which will be in joules because we measure energy in joules. And we can rewrite it as 250 kilojoule as 1,000 joule is equal to 1 joule. Meanwhile, for the particle, we do 0.5 times 0.0001 kilogram times 4,000 squared, which give us 800 joule or 0.8 kilojoule. So even though the particle is traveling much faster, it still had less kinetic energy because its mass is so much low. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you understand our lesson well. If you have any questions, you may ask me through WhatsApp. And as what I'm always saying, please stay safe and stay healthy. Bye!